This podcast is talking about why scalp visibility is actually still very, very important for a natural result. I'll tell you about two cases that come to mind that I think about. One is I had a colleague of mine. I saw him at a conference, and I was just shocked at how thick his hair looked. It looked so artificial, and the closer I got, I realized he had just caked in the topic or hair fibers to the point where there was no scalp visible at all. Even though his hairline looked slightly irregular in nature, it still was way too dense, and I could see the powder as I got close to figure out why did this shock me as I walked up to him from 10 feet away. Now, my standard is so much higher than most of my patients, as I say, and oftentimes you may look at him and not even know what that anything does look artificial, but I always look around and I just see things that blow my mind. Like I was, watching Cobra Kai with my wife, and I could just see this, Ralph Macchio's hair system the whole time. I was watching Creed with Sylvester Stallone. I could see his hair system not well done. And a lot of my, patients may not even notice these things. They may just think, oh, it's not a big deal. But I have a very high standard for this. And another example that I saw was a patient of mine who had an amazingly attractive result of FUE transplant, an Asian gentleman that had a lot of full density that didn't have before. But he said, Dr. Lam, can you just go back and add a few more grafts right here in the hairline? And I looked at that and said, absolutely not. That transition from from one hair to two hairs and gradually building toward full density over the first half a centimeter to a centimeter is what makes a hairline look natural. And he had a full dense result. If you looked at him, you would not even see he's balding because he doesn't look balding anymore after the transplant. But in his mind, he could still see that first small transition zone, and he thought, man, I just want to have more density there. And that's just an absolute mistake because it's a dead giveaway that something was done that's not correct. And so scalp visibility is something that we, is in one way very bad, because that's the whole reason why you're having a hair transplant or having medical therapy for hair loss, because those transplants or those medical therapies are intended to cover the balding scalp and not have the see-through there. But the one thing is you don't want to create so much density that it just looks like a dark mound of hair. It won't look right. Another example is scalp micropigmentation, or SMP. You must inform the patient that scalp visibility is normal, that the end goal is not so dense a scalp micropigmentation that the whole scalp is tattooed black and there's no space or light showing through that looks like scalp. That can look totally fake and totally unnatural. So how much scalp visibility is necessary? Well, that's the expertise of the hair surgeon and the hair team describing to you those issues rather than in your mind. But I really try to discourage patients from having zero scalp visibility. It just doesn't look right.